Given your experience in the fields of technology and computing, how do you view humanity's relationship with tech, and how has it evolved over time?
There are too many stories that begin in today's ever-changing technology world. You ask ChatGPT to write a technology piece for you, and there's a 90% chance that that's the phrase they're going to use, and they're going to think that technology is evolving, technology is changing. No, it isn't. Any more than the fossils that you've dug up from civilizations gone by have evolved into something else. No, technology is actually the residual product of our civilization. It's what we've made. It's kind of what we've produced and put out there. They are tools. How we use those tools changes, and as we change with them, we realize we need different tools. So we take the old tools and we shove them in a closet. We make new tools, and we adapt and we change because of that. And we get used to that, and then we change, and we overshoot the mark sometimes, and we evolve past the need to use the same tools. So we shove those tools into the closet. The closet starts getting really full. You should see the Kyocera phones, the BlackBerry phones, and the netbooks that some of us still hold on to. They're not very old. I mean, for heaven's sake, you probably use an oven that's just as old as the netbook that you thought was going to take you into the future. There are certain technologies that change faster than others, sometimes for a good reason, sometimes for no good reason other than it's fashionable to change it because this year's version needs to look something unlike last year's version. We put we put corners back in, so now this year has corners. Next year we took the corners out. We rounded the corners. Rounded corners. Next year square corners. Square corners are back. 3D. Remember when technology looked better because it looked like it was 3D? And then 2D came back. 2D is flat. Everything's flat. Neutral colors. Vibrant colors. Wonderful vibrant colors. And then 3D came back, and then the 3D was in. Then 2D came back again. That's not tech. That's fashion. Fashion has its own industry, thank you very much. And fashion sometimes changes technology because technology won't change. Because technology is the residual product of human civilization. It's what we are left with. If our species were to be completely killed off by a neutron bomb, and we were to die, but all our stuff was left behind, no species would ever be able to evolve to use the technology we have. They wouldn't figure out, this is how a television works. This is how a 5G transmitter works. This is how cloud computing works. No. They would come up with their own technologies, and they would dig trenches and bury all the things we left behind so that they would have the space to use whatever technology they figured out. And maybe it's long wave telepathic transmitters or something like that. But they would have done it differently. So when you think of it that way, writing about technology as though it is the big thing, as though that this is what our focus is what our lives are about, it gets old quickly. What we want to talk about more are the methods we use to make our lives work, to make our work functional, to make workflow happen. That's more important because the tech we use to make workflow will change. But the methods, the recipes, the way things are put together, the playbooks, those are the things that will have lasting, permanent value. Those are the things that will define us as a society 100 years hence, when people will ask the question, what the frank did people in the 21st century think they were doing? They will be able to look at our technology in an archaeological standpoint and be able to see the evidence of our sociological evolution. People are more interesting than technology. People have always been more interesting than technology. And when you want to write about something that's substantial, when you want to publish something about who we are as a people and who we are as a workforce, we talk more about people and workflow. And we'll edit the parts later that will bring the technology up to date. That's why God created the CMS.